Alright, welcome back to another Kumasawa review. In our last Robot Damashii review, we went ahead and reviewed the Gundam Wing Epion. And now we're reviewing the Gundam Wing Zero, which is his nemesis actually in the show. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Alright, and this is pretty cool. You see you have the bigger picture of the toy as well as the transform mode here. I believe that's actually CG and not the toy, along with the robot spirits logo on here. Over here, the number of the toy 118, Gundam Wing Zero, Bandai logo. Nice clear area right in there. Alright, right side of the box, another cool pose, looking a little bit more downward. Let's get focused on that. On the right side, just finishing off the art from the front of the box. And let's take a look at the back now. And this is really cool. It's CG art, but some nice poses there. We've got some glowing effects on the eyes, the center energy piece, the guns, as well as another look at that transform mode, and a more full body showing off a weapon. And I'm assuming these on the corner are some of the swap out parts, because like Epion and a lot of other Bandai Tamashii releases, they do include parts of the limbs that can swap out to look a little bit more cohesive when they transform, and obviously this one does. So, once again, take a look at the front of this. Alright, there we have the box, so let's dig into the figure. Alright, and looking at the figure itself, first thing you'll notice, awesome likeness. Alright, the wing pack is detachable, but for pretty much all of these Wing Gundam reviews I'm going to be leaving the wing packs on because they're so iconic to each character that they're part of them. I don't consider them accessories. Alright, so just taking a look at them from every side here. Okay. Alright. Okay, back to the front now. And you can see here, even turning him around with the wing pack, he's got a good amount of balance to him. Just a couple of little features about him. Looking at the upper body here, he actually has two rocket boosters that can come out from underneath the shoulder pads. To get him down, you could either just use your finger or fingernail and pull each side down, okay, like so. Or you can actually open the top halves of these shoulder pads and push them down from up top. So that's pretty cool. Alright, folding those back up. Okay. Another thing, looking at his left forearm there, that's actually where the shield goes. And unlike the right forearm, this one actually has a peg hole in it. And the shield, alright, if I can get that part assembled, also doubles as his cockpit. I'll get a little bit more into it, during the actual accessory section, but I just wanted to show that off because it pegs in. You hear a good snap to it. It's awesome. Okay, so getting that back on the appropriate side. Alright, so let me peg this out. Okay, so looking at his articulation here, his head, definitely on a ball joint. His neck is on another ball joint which is attached to the chest. Shoulders, definitely on ball joints. The shoulder pads are movable up and down, as well as these flaps and whatnot. Okay. Definitely has bicep swivel. Double jointed bicep, as you can see there. Wrists are also on ball joints, so full articulation there. His waist definitely has swivel. He does have ab crunch right in that area. Okay, so you can get some double crunch in, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so looking at his thighs here, all of these skirt pieces are movable, as you can see there. Thighs definitely on ball joints, thigh swivel for sure, double jointed knees. Okay, and his feet, separate foot articulation for the front parts of his feet, as well as the whole foot being on ball joints. Just incredible balance and whatnot. Okay, so getting him back into a half human like pose. Now looking at these wings, just like in Gundam Wing, he has wing packs that are actually expandable. Alright? So we can take the wings here, fold them out. Okay, oops. Knock the figure over there. Alright. And from there you see the jetpacks here. Those are definitely ball jointed and whatnot. So you got a lot of movement and play with those too. So the jetpacks, those are on ball joints here. And these whole pieces move in and out. And these wings, they can actually pivot on this piece here. So you can move them front, back, you know, etc, etc. But the coolest part about this toy to me is the fact that even with his wing packs extended, up and out, you know, all that good stuff. Let me go ahead and put him there. He's actually still able to be balanced and whatnot, if I can get his feet straight, with those extended. And you can see here, they stick out quite a bit, you know, and it's not like cheap, flimsy plastic or anything like that. They're actually heavy. It's a well-engineered and very balanced figure on top of being posable, because even with Epyon, one of my main problems with him was the fact that he had this awesome wing design and everything like that, but he didn't have the balance in terms of how his molding was engineered to be able to support that wing pack, especially extended. But this one can, and it's awesome. So alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that come with this figure. Alright, taking a look at the accessories here as I get them a little bit more organized. We'll just go left to right. We have a variety of hands for him here. They're just open. These two are fists, but they're closed off. Right now I've got the fists that have the peg holes in them because we're going to show off some of the weapons. A double-handed one, and I'll get more into why that's there in a minute. More of a thumbs-up style grip, open hand and everything like that. Okay, and this piece actually packs into the back of his wing pack for flight poses and, you know, all that good stuff. Alright, so towards the middle here we have his two blasters. This acts as a shield, but when he turns into his jet mode, it also doubles as the cockpit area for that. These are two mini blasters that exchange out with these two white shoulder pads right here. Okay, these are his two sabers, simple enough. And these pieces over here to the right side, they actually are exchange out pieces for his transformation mode. So you can see these match his legs, but instead of feet, like for example these two legs have booster packs. And this is another waist piece. It replaces this red area right here. Except this one does not allow waist articulation or swivel or anything like that. It's a more static piece so that when he is in plane mode, you know, you don't have that ab bend coming into place or anything like that, and the plane technically folding in half. This little piece right here is for a stand. It pegs into the bottom of him while he's in jet mode, and honestly it works pretty horribly, and I don't suggest even trying to use it. Use the clip stands that come with a Tamashii stage act or something like that instead. They work much better than this thing. But okay, going ahead and actually showing off some of these accessories here. Let's go ahead and, alright, we will replace the shoulder pads with these two things, put the two guns together to form one, and we'll also put him on a flight stand. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'll put the two guns together here. Let me zoom out. In each gun, it just has male and female ends on each side. Okay, and it doesn't matter which side you choose. They each have handles, and the handles, you just pull them forward, and one of them can push up. Both of them can do it. It's just whatever side you want him to have the handle on. Okay, so there's that big blaster. That part's done. see what else we were going to do. Okay, we're going to go ahead and replace out those shoulder areas with the two guns. So let's pop those off. They're actually little nubs in the back that help them clip off, like so, like so. Okay, and then these two guns just peg on. They're a little bit small, so it's uncomfortable for me to do in front of the camera here, but they peg on pretty easy. It's just being able to see the area since it's so small. And okay, there we go. So there's that part, and you can see the difference with the guns attached. Alright, so now we will go ahead and even put out those little rocket boosters since he will be flying. Alright, see that just goes up and this goes down. Alright, and you can just pull it out from underneath, but for me it is a little bit easier to flip those up first. Alright, so let me go ahead and oops, and I just popped a shoulder piece off here. What am I doing wrong? There we go. Alright, back in action. And boom. Okay, so there's that part. Now we've got to get the whole double-handed thing pegged in. So let's go ahead and just put his arms out. Get that clip back. I didn't have it in tight enough. Okay, so we got that. Now take his two hands off. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so you can see the detailing on that there. We're almost there. So now we can just take the gun and peg that in. Alright, so let's zoom out a little bit so you can see how that part looks. Alright, and then of course we're going to need that clip stand here. It just pegs into his back, and then his back will look like so. Okay, almost there. Now I want some height to this, so I'm going to switch that out. Alright, and we're also going to need a end for that, so let me get one of them. Here's that. Now I can actually put this together. It just clips in like so. Alright. And that's pretty boring, not gonna lie. There's that, but let's go ahead and get him into a more action type pose. We'll extend out his wings actually. In fact, let me take him off for a minute. Extend out his wings, extend out his wings. Yay. Peg this back in. Okay. And put those wings up. Up. Actually get a leg forward. One thing I do wish is that the peg for the back pegged in a little bit longer. That would be great for a situation like this. But okay, there's that. He is now flying, and you see a lot of his accessory pieces in action there. Okay, now let's go ahead and get him transformed into jet mode. Alright, and now I get to go ahead and transform this guy into his jet mode. Okay, fairly simple here. So we're going to start off just by switching out the pieces that need to be switched out. I went ahead and went over those legs pieces that need to be switched out and the accessories. So we're just popping those out. Whether it's his regular legs or the swap out legs, they're the exact same thing. So it doesn't matter which side goes on what or anything like that. So okay, bottom half of this toy is completely done. Alright, so you can get a gauge of how simple this is. Alright, and there was that red piece, so we have to remove his upper half, take the regular red piece off. Alright, now this turns around actually, this middle connector piece here. Okay, then I can go ahead and flip that up, pop that on. Okay, and you have the lower half right here. These two skirt pieces just kind of fold up. You can do that whenever you want. They don't get blocked off by anything. But now we reattach his body backwards since we flipped that torso part around. These just fold down, his shoulder pads. Okay. His head, I'm going to turn that around. Right, and we are legitimately almost done. Okay. So now we have this. These wings, a lot of it's your discretion, but the default pose to the wings is them going back like so. Okay. And okay. Alright, so there's that. Now that shield piece, you got to make sure to have that peg in, flip down like so, and it just pegs on top. Okay, so there's that. You could already see, you know, you've got the jet. And the only thing left is these two guns. And there are two pegs on the side here. You could flip these down when it's not in plane mode on the shield piece, but I just leave them out because aesthetically they're so non-noticeable. And from there you just peg these in. Actually I have it upside down, but you peg them in on each side. Okay. Well, it'd probably be easier if I just did it like so, and then pegged it in. Okay, and there we go. We have the plane mode actually all finished. Okay, so what we can do now is go ahead and attach them to a stand so we can take a look at it and show it off. Alright, so I'm going to put that down for a minute. Like I said, this piece is supposed to attach to its underside, but it's so small and unbalanced that I don't recommend using it at all. If I weren't a completist, I would probably not even be anal about it, lose it somewhere, and not even think about it. But this is a Tamashii Act 5 stand, and I'm using these pincher pieces because they fit pretty perfectly around his waist to go ahead and hold the plane up. Alright, so I can get on showing this plane mode off. Let me go ahead and get that attached. And you just got to find the good balance for it, you know, like that kind of dealie. Alright. Reach in here so I can pinch these on, and boom. See what I mean? It's a nice, tight fit. Okay, and there we have his plane mode. Oops, this actually just became unattached. So, 1 second. There we go. Okay. And we are back. The problem lies in the skirts, because they're kind of getting pushed forward by the stand, but we'll get that figured out and pinch it down. And okay. It's at a bit of an angle, so I'm just taking this and pushing it downward. Okay, there we go. I'm going to reattach this gun. Alright, and there's that part. And I'll actually bring the camera up some. Alright, so you can see it from above. Because the side view is nice, but it doesn't really show too much of it off. But, okay. Here's that part. And there we have his plane mode. Alright? So, very straightforward alternate mode for him. Glad that they threw it in. Table's kind of shaking here. But let's go ahead and show it off from some different angles here. Right, and that's that. Honestly, I actually like this alternate mode a lot. And it's cool that they threw it in. I mean, it's one of those things too where it really makes you appreciate the engineering behind these things, because we're still looking at $30, $40 figures. You know, if you lived overseas, it'd probably be more towards a $25, $30 figure. But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic, and it just looks nice. Alright, and final thoughts on this guy. Honestly, very good likeness to the TV show, the non-endless waltz version of this character. Great articulation and balance, as you guys saw. And overall, just a fun figure. You know, selling it around 30, 40 bucks. I mean, it's a great deal for what you get, especially with the transformation and everything like that included. So this is one I definitely recommend. This has been another Kuma Style review. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.